This is the strangest thing in the world. The Reagan Library debate was supposed to be like now. That's gone until next September. The Fox thing's supposed to be in, what is it, South Carolina? It's supposed to be in a week or two. There's no real front-running group of candidates like we've always had before. Why are these big names pulling out? First of all, why Barber pull out yesterday? Why is Pence thinking about something else? Thune, everybody thought would be the dark horse. Your thoughts? Well, Steve, the big difference between that's a fair comparison except for one thing. Back when Bill Clinton was smart to run early, running in 92 and winning, George Herbert Walker Bush was about 91% in the polls. He had just won the Iraq War. He looked like Winston Churchill, though. He ended up getting beaten at 45. He couldn't be beaten. This president is running, when he bounces to the top of his bounce, around 50. Sometimes he gets above it. This is a winnable race depending on conditions. Why do you think, as an analyst watching the Republican side, these guys are all chicken littles? They're all bopping across. Yeah, they can't. It's not my year. I don't know. I don't think I got the ID. What's going on here?
You've got a very strong conservative base that's active in the GOP nominating process, and I think that a number of those who are announced already, like a Tim Pawlenty and certainly a Newt Gingrich, can galvanize that base around a set of ideas. Now, look,
you think Newt Gingrich is fit to be president of the United States?
You're assuming.
Give me a break. Newt Gingrich, president of the United States.
Well, wait a minute. This is not about your personal peeve with Newt Gingrich or your views about Newt Gingrich.
Look at the rap sheet on the guy.
Wait a minute. Hold up. This is about a Republican nominating process. Now, if you want to talk about a general election campaign and strategy, that's something else. But you're talking about a Republican. You asked me about a Republican nominating process, and I'm giving you the square deal.
This is
Michael, do you think America is in peacetime right now? Are we in peacetime? Just an objective. We're all objective people here now. Are we in peacetime right now? When you look around the world, you look at the Middle East.
No, Chris. To answer the question,
I know somebody who believes that we're in peacetime. He wrote an op-ed, which you read and edit a couple of times, and usually people help you with them, and you get them right. But after a lot of deliberation and editing, here's what Mitt Romney wrote in an op-ed in the Manchester Union Leader up in New Hampshire. Quote, Barack Obama is facing a financial emergency on a grander scale, yet his approach has been to engage in one of the biggest peacetime spending binges in American history. And when questioned on the use of the word peacetime, his spokeswoman said he meant to say, well, he didn't say, it was written down, since World War II. Is this up there with Jerry Ford and Poland has been liberated? I mean, is this one of those delusional statements that really disqualifies a guy from even thinking about running the country?
No, it does. No, it does not. And you know, Mitt Romney is one of those serious individuals who's looking to run for the nomination.
Well, explain, Lucy.
Who I think will put on a good race, and you cannot hold him to that. I mean, that's just an editorial mishap, and you move on.
So if he were president of the United States and he said we are enjoying peacetime in his inaugural address, you wouldn't take that as a problem?
Pardon me?
If he said this during his inaugural address or his acceptance speech, would it be a problem then? At what point does missing the reality of our time? We're on 4 war fronts right now. We're fighting in Pakistan. We're fighting in Libya. Everybody knows this. We're fighting in. We got 100,000 troops fighting in Afghanistan.
Chris,
we got half that many fighting in Iraq, and this guy thinks we're living in peacetime. That's a problem.
And President Obama thinks there are 57 states. What's your point?
Okay.
Listen, this is just.
One is a misstatement. The other one is a misreality. Go back to Steve McMahon.
Is that how this works? One's a misstatement and the other's a misreality.
Obviously,
so one
guy
could be a misplay.
edited the paper.
Please.
This was. Okay, let me run through a couple of names just to run this, because I think there's a point here. And my point is the people who could be president aren't running. I think in a different year, Jeb Bush could have a great run for president. I don't think this is his year necessarily. I think Chris Christie's got something. I think he's a hot shot. I think he's verbal. He knows how to talk like an East Coast guy, quick and smart, and he's interesting. And that separates him from Pawlenty, and it separates him from Romney. He's interesting. Thune, I think, has the look of a rangy Westerner. He's got sort of a cowboy manner, and he's clean as a whistle, and he's the new kid on the block, and he might just knock the president off. Pence is not exactly the happiest guy I ever met in my life, but he seems to be he seems to fit with the sensibility of your party, which is not having a good time anyway. The guys who are not running look like good candidates, Michael. I tell you this,
they do, Chris,
Newt Gingrich is never going to be president of the United States. These guys you have on your list, Tim Pawlenty's not going to be president. I don't think Mitt Romney's going to be president. Do you?
I like the field. I like the field that they're running right now.
Michael, do you think any of these guys running here? Do you need it? You said when we started tonight, when your IQ was popping about 10 minutes ago, before you got beaten down by me, you had a smart thought. Somebody's going to come in this race like Bill Clinton came into the Democratic side back in 92.
I believe that.
So who do you think is going to be your Wendell Willkie, the guy that comes in and wows you?
I don't know who that person, in all honesty, I don't know who that person is just yet, but I do believe that that is something that's very true. I was saying, going back to my days as chairman, that I think the dynamics of this time in this race will allow someone to come in that will surprise people. At one time, I thought it was Mitch Daniels. It still may be. We'll see if he gets in. I don't know. But this is the other point. You guys are sitting there in your comfort zone with this race right now because of the people who aren't running you think should be running. I guarantee you that if any of that list were running, you'd be eating them alive, just like you're going after Tim Pawlenty and Gingrich now.
Well,
so
Michael,
let's call it what it is. All right?